Hello everyone, Dan UpLateGamer here. I'm back with another episode of my St. Louis Cardinals franchise. In my last episode, I asked for everyone's input on whether I should make another trade, and if I should make another trade, who should I go after? Well, I've had several ideas and opinions thrown around. A lot of people, commented, and I really appreciate that a lot. And at the end of this video, I'm going to go through all those trade possibilities, and I did make a big trade, and it was a suggestion made by one of you, so I really appreciate that. But as you can see, we're about at 12-9 now. We're about a game behind the Pirates. We're fixing to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. We're right at the end of April, so everything's going pretty well. Going to get into this, and hopefully we can get a win here against the Philadelphia Phillies. But here's kind of how it's went the last couple of days. On the 27th we won, 28th we lost 9-8, and then the 29th we won again with Wainwright. But here we are in the third inning. As you can see, the Phillies got the bases loaded, so I'm going to have to try to shut them down. And ends up they're going to single into left field. That's going to score a run. Luckily they did not send the runner, as you can see, with a pretty bad throw in by Holiday. But ends up the Phillies go ahead 1-0. And they're still going to have the bases loaded here and there. They got a 3-1 count. Grounds to first. Sano throws the home. Molina the first, trying to get the double play. Ends up they can't get the guy at first, but we do get the runner out at home, so we keep that Phillies lead at 1-0. Here again, here's this play by Sano. It was a brilliant play. Get up, get the ground ball, get it to home. Good throw to home. Then try to turn it, but just couldn't get it done quick enough. But here we are in the third still. It's still 1-0. They still got bases loaded. Got a 1-2 count. And that's going to be this could be big trouble. But luckily, Holiday is going to catch it at the fence, and we get out of that bases loaded jam with only a 1-0 lead for the Philadelphia Phillies after the third inning. I mean, that could have just been horrible. That could have ended the game right there. But here we are in the fifth. There was really nothing else going on. We got the Phillies up, runner on third, and they're going to single in the left field to bring that runner in. So now the Phillies got a 2-0 lead, and it's not looking too good for us right now. So here in the fifth, we got Jason Hayward up. He's got a 1-2 count. Phillies got that 2-0 lead, and Hayward's just going to hit a shot into the right field bleachers. Actually, it's going to get into the bullpen, but nails that home run, so that's got us within a run. We're only down 2-1 now, and that was a shot. We're going to end the fifth at that same score, 2-1. There's another look at that home run. Very happy with the way Hayward is playing. He is really leading the team. So here in the eighth, we got runners on first and third with Molina at the plate. Got a 2-2 count. And I sent the runners. I was trying to just send the runner at first, and I accidentally sent both runners. But luckily, Molina, he singles into left center, and we tied this game up 2-2. Here you can see it again. Here comes my runner, and luckily he singles. Looks like it went right under the shortstop's glove, actually. But here we are. We still got the 2-2 tie in the eighth inning. We got Sano up. He's got a 3-2 count, and they did give the shortstop on Molina. They gave him an E. So we got Sano up here with a 3-2 count. Runners on first and second. And Sano rips it into the right. The right center gap. And that's going to end up scoring a run. That's going to put us ahead 3-2. Sano, as you can see, he's very happy. He's actually been hitting pretty good lately. But ends up here, what they're going to do, they're going to walk Peralta. So that's going to give us bases loaded. And we're going to have Colton Wong up. He's got a 1-1 count, bases loaded. I really got a chance to just rip this game wide open. Well, and he hits a little dinker right in front of the plate. Catcher is able to grab it, and he tags home plate to get the out. So that was just a waste there. So we got 2 outs. John Jay at the plate with the 2-1 count. Still got bases loaded. And Jay's going to hit a little grounder to the second baseman. Phillies are going to get out of this. But I did take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th, so I'm going to have Rosenthal coming in. Going to try to close this out. So here we got Rosenthal. First 2 guys were pretty much 1-2 out and they were gone. So we got 2 outs in the 9th. We're ahead 3-2. And he's going to ground out to the second baseman Wong. Throws it over to Sano, and that's a winner for the Cardinals. So that's going to move us to like 13-9 now. So we're at least a game out of first behind the Pirates. And that's just going to, actually the Pirates are going to be our next opponent. So there you see we win 3-2 on 10 hits, 2 errors. But man, that's bad. Want to stay away from the errors. Hayward's 2 for 4. So we're going to go right into our next game. This is going to be in the 1st of May against the Pirates. As you can see, we're tied for the lead in the National League Central with a 13-9 record. So we definitely want to get this series off to a good start.
Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to Cardinals Baseball on the show. More from the guys as this one goes along. But first, let's get a look at the starting.
Here's a look at the Pirates starting lineup. As you can see, Neil Walker's hitting .420 after right at the 1st of May, so he's just tearing it up. Got John Lackey going. He's at 1-2. So here we go. It's 4th inning. There's been no action up to this. Got a 3-0 count. Ground ball down the first baseline. That's going to get by Sano. Luckily, Hayward's going to hold him to a single. He's got a killer arm, but that Walker singles down the first baseline. Here we got Cervelli up with the runner on first and 1 out. And with Walker running, Cervelli grounds it right to where the second baseman should be. So that's going to have them with runners at 1st and 3rd now with 1 out. So now here's a 1-2 count. He's going to try to ground to get the double, and he does not turn it. He holds the ball, so ends up we got 2 outs. Pittsburgh scores a run. They go up 1-0. So here in the top of the 4th, we're down 1-0. They got a 1-2 count on Polanco. He hits a pretty deep fly ball over to Hayward. But luckily Hayward makes the catch, and we're going to get out of the inning. So ends up after going into the bottom of the 4th, we're down 1-0. So here we are. We're at the bottom of the 5th. We got bases loaded. We got Lackey at the plate. I almost pulled him, but I side in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to squeeze this run in. So here they come. Boom. Lackey gets the bunt down. Great job getting the bunt down. We get that run in. We tie the game up 1-1. So we're going to have still going to have runners on 2nd and 3rd. But as you can see here, it's a great bunt by Lackey. Kind of got it down on the handle. I was lucky to get that down. But it was a great bunt. Lackey gets that down and gets us that run in. Still here in the bottom of the 5th, we got 2 outs, an 0-2 count. We got Carpenter at the plate. And the slider's going to get him. So ends up, we tie the game up, and after 5 innings, we're at 1-1. So here we are in the 7th. Got Polanco at the plate. Luckily, that was almost a fair ball. He grounds that down the 3rd baseline. So here I am going to try to throw him inside with a 1-2 count. And Polanco just crushes this thing. I mean, he just crushes it. That's over the right field fence. And Pittsburgh's going to go ahead 2-1. So here we are now. We're in the 9th. Got 2 outs. Got a runner on 3rd with Colton Wong. We got a chance to tie this up. And Colton Wong's going to ground out to the second baseman. We're going to end up losing that 2-1. So ends up now we are a game behind the Pittsburgh Pirates at the start of May. But, you know, things are still looking up. It's only May. So, and we're only 1 game out. So all we got to do is just keep playing. We still got a lot of games left against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now what we're going to start talking about is all the trades that I was talking to you about from our last episode. I asked all of you to put your input in on, give me your input on who you think I should trade and who I should trade for. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into those now and see who you suggest I should trade and who I should go after. First one we're going to look at is a trade that was suggested by Video Game World. He suggested that I should go out and go after Josh Donaldson of the Blu-rays. Now, you know, that's a great idea. He's a really great player. I mean, the guy's got power. I mean, he would be a great asset at third base. Now, I probably would have to give up Matt Carpenter, which I really don't know if I want to do that. But I thought, you know what? I mean, I'm going to take a look at it because, you know, I appreciate all your comments and I meant it, you know, give me suggestions. So I went and I investigated this trade, and the only problem is that the Blue Jays want, like, well, they just want way too much for Josh Donaldson. They wanted Matt Carpenter and Tony Watson, who I basically had just picked up a while back, and they also wanted Austin Hedges, my young catcher, and they're all B players. Two of them's in their 80 ratings already, and I just could not do that. I could not give up Matt Carpenter, Tony Watson, and Austin Hedges for Josh Donaldson. It was just way too much to give up. The other suggestion by Video Game World was to trade Kolten Wong for D. Gordon. Now, I probably wouldn't trade Kolten Wong for D. Gordon, but boy, would I love to have D. Gordon. So I went and looked at, because you can use D. Gordon at shortstop. So I went and looked to see what kind of offer I could get in order to using the trade offer in order to get D. Gordon, and there is no trades. The Miami Marlins are not interested in trading D. Gordon, so that was just definitely out of the question because there was no way I was going to be able to get him. Okay, the next suggestion was suggested by this guy. I want to say something. I mean, he is one of my first subscribers ever, and I just appreciate him so much. It's Ray Maldonado. He suggested that trade whoever I got to trade and go get Tulowitzki from the Rockies. You know, the Cardinals, for the longest time, there's always been suggestions that the Cardinals were going to try to get Tulowitzki. So I thought, you know, I'd go and look and just see what could be done to get Tulowitzki. You know, I knew it would be a lot, that they definitely want a lot for him. You know, I knew it would be crazy, but I didn't I didn't realize just what they would want for Tulowitzki. Ends up, they want Adam Wainwright, Peter Borges, and Tony Watson. I mean, they want my #1 starter, a very good center fielder, and a very good relief pitcher. And I'm not giving Wainwright up for anybody. Maybe Mike Trout. That'd probably be about it. But other than that, I'm not giving up Wainwright for anybody. So I definitely had to say no to that trade right there. Another viewer by the name of Frank Glaser suggested I go get Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto is a great pitcher, and I would love to have him, but his contract is just too high. I can't even afford him. So that really knocked Cueto completely out of the picture. Would have been a great pickup, but due to his salary, I just can't afford him. I then thought I would go ahead and just take a look at Ian Desmond of the Washington Nationals, because he's a very good young shortstop, but the Nationals are just crazy. They wanted Matt Holliday and Matt Carpenter, plus they wanted the young shortstop I had, and I'm not giving Matt Holliday and Matt Carpenter for him, so I really had to just knock that one out of the picture also. Then another one of my viewers that goes by the name of Sock Gamer suggested going after Andrelton Simmons of the Atlanta Braves. He's a good young shortstop, very good defensively. So I thought I'd take a look at him, and the Braves offered 2 trades. The first trade, they wanted Miguel Sano right off the bat for Andrelton Simmons, and I'm like, I'm not doing that, not getting rid of him. But the next trade did intrigue me, that they offered they would take Jaime Garcia, center fielder Charlie Tilson, and third baseman Ty Kelly. These are Garcia and Tilson are both B potential, and Kelly's a C. So I thought, you know, that would work. I hate to get rid of Garcia, but he is in the last year of his contract, and he can be a free agent. Tilson's a pretty good center fielder. I wanted to hang on to him, but it didn't bother me to let Ty Kelly go. So I thought maybe if I could work something out where I could kind of change out Tilson for somebody else and get the Braves to accept it, that'd be a pretty good trade. So the first thing I needed to do is see what can I get for Johnny Peralta, because I'm definitely not going to keep Peralta if I get Simmons. So I had to look and see who would offer me what for Johnny Peralta. I then went and looked at trade suggestions for Johnny Peralta, and the only team interested was the Boston Red Sox, and they were willing to give Jackie Bradley Jr., who's B potential center fielder, for Peralta. They offered me a couple other trades, but they didn't really excite me. But if I could get Jackie Bradley Jr. for Peralta, I mean, he's a B potential player. I mean, that's going to really give me a crop of good young outfielders that I can, you know, one I could then later in the season let Matt Holliday go, because he's got a very big contract, and I definitely want to try to sign Jason Hayward at the end of the season. So I'm going to have to do something. So if I got this big good crop of young outfielders, I can decide who I want to take Holiday's spot. And then I still have some more very good young prospects in the outfield that I can use to trade for pitching later on. So I definitely wanted to see if I could get this trade done to get Simmons, and then I could trade Peralta to the Red Sox for Bradley Jr. So what I did, I replaced Charlie Tilson with Rafael Ortega, who's a C potential instead of B potential outfielder, and ends up the Atlanta Braves, they go ahead and accept it. So I trade Jaime Garcia, Rafael Ortega, and Ty Kelly to the Atlanta Braves for Andrelton Simmons. So there I've got my shortstop. Now all I got to do is get the trade done with Boston. I submit that. Boston takes it. They take Joey Peralta, and I get Jackie Bradley Jr. So it's really going to work out. I'm going to have this great crop of young outfielders to build my franchise around. Plus I've got this young shortstop to add with already Miguel Sano and a couple relievers that I picked up earlier. Before I let you go, I was going to let you take a look at how my outfield situation does look. As you can see, I got Matt Holliday. Obviously, he's the starting left fielder now. But then if I want to trade him, I can put Bradley Jr. I could put Choice. I still got Piscotty, or Sierra, or Tilson. So all these are very good outfield prospects that I could choose from, and God forbid I don't get to sign Jason Hayward. I'm going to have somebody to play out there, somebody to stick out there in right field. So I'm sitting really good. So thanks everyone for watching this. I really appreciate everyone's feedback and suggestions on my trades I should make. And thank you, Sock Gamer, for suggesting Simmons, because I was able to go out and get him, and he's really going to help my team. Just thank you to everyone, because I mean, I just really appreciate your comments, all your views, all the subscribers I've had over the last couple months. I just really appreciate it a lot. So all of y'all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.